Just a week to go for by-elections in Telangana's Munugod. This election that's being dubbed by many as perhaps India's most expensive election ever. And yet, all the eyeballs, all the focus, all the drama and action shifted to a farmhouse in Moinabad on the outskirts of Hyderabad on Wednesday evening. That's because news came in that there was a meeting, a very secret meeting that was being held at that very remote farmhouse inside of the main road, in fact, and that there were four TRS legislators who were being offered a bribe of some astronomical sum, some 100 crore rupees to the main key person, 50 crore rupees to each of the other MLAs is what we were told, and all of them being offered this bribe allegedly through three people. One of them, a seer, in fact, from Haryana, Faridabad. His name has been identified as Satish Sharma. The second person is a businessman from Hyderabad called Kumar. And a third person is again a Swamiji, in fact, from a mutt in Tirupati. All three of them apparently in negotiations with these TRS MLAs, and they had been called to that farmhouse. And what we were told is that the police had been informed by one of the TRS MLAs. Subsequently, in fact, Pilot Rohit Reddy was named as the complainant in this particular case, and he had informed the police that he had been given a lure of 100 crore rupees plus contracts plus also positions in the government, and that he should in fact switch parties, dump the TRS and go to the BJP. Let me clarify that the BJP per se has said that these people did not have anything directly to do with the BJP, but the FIR in fact mentions that at least the first accused, Satish Sharma and Nand Kumar, who is the businessman from Hyderabad, both belong to the BJP. The FIR in the complaint that the TRS person has given, the MLA has given, it has also been mentioned that if he got other MLAs, each of them would be given 50 crore rupees as well. And that they were also threatened that if they do not fall in line, if they do not switch parties, they would be have to face action from both the Enforcement Directorate or the CBI, and that there will be an attempt to topple the TRS government as well. How many people they are in touch with, whether other MLAs were also being contacted, that's something that the TRS is certainly going to investigate and look into. But coming back to the original story of the FIR, interestingly, this pilot Rohit Reddy, who is the complainant in this particular case, who was approached, we are told, for switching over, was someone who was in fact elected in 2018 on a Congress ticket, and he along with 11 other MLAs, 12 MLAs of the Congress had switched over from the Congress to the TRS. They did not attract the provisions of the anti-defection law because 2/3 of the party, 18 elected MLAs of the CLP, and 12 of them had switched parties. So therefore, he's someone who moved from the Congress to the TRS after the election and subsequently stayed with them and now being lured is what we are told. So these four people were in fact directly taken to Pragati Bhavan, where they have been holding meetings with the Chief Minister till late last night, and again this morning we were told that they were holding meetings. None of them have been in fact approachable for to tell their side of the story, their version of the story. Now KTR, who is the working president of the party, KT Ramarao, has in fact said that no leader would speak about this case because an investigation is now underway. Even before that, in fact, TRS leaders everywhere, including on the national highway, had been holding protests, saying that they are suspecting that the BJP wanted to indulge in an Operation Lotus kind of an attempt here in Telangana, and that had been futile, and that they were condemning the kind of tactics that were being adopted by the TRS, by the BJP here against the TRS. The BJP on its part, in fact, in many senses on the back foot, because there were photographs that were put out, there was video that was put out to suggest that the three people who were detained, that they had been closely associated with some leaders of the BJP. They, however, distanced themselves and said that these people, for instance, Kishan Reddy, who is the Union Tourism Minister and also the MP from Secunderabad, in fact said that many people, in fact, photograph along with him when he's at public functions and events, and all that does not mean that they have any other connection to suggest that they were in any way responsible for whatever had happened. Even otherwise, he is saying that they neither belong to the BJP nor have they been given any kind of power of attorney to recruit on behalf of the BJP. And he in fact says that all this was a drama that was scripted, enacted, directed by the chief minister himself, because he says they were feeling on the back foot in Munugod. In fact, the BJP has also gone to the Telangana High Court with a plea saying that this entire complaint of the TRS MLA pilot Rohit Reddy was in fact politically motivated. They are also saying that this was done at the behest of the chief minister, and they want a neutral agency, meaning to say that they are suggesting that the investigating agency, in this case the Cyberabad police, the Moinabad police, was not neutral and had not acted in an unbiased and fair manner, and they are now asking for a CBI or a special investigation team of the High Court to in fact probe into this entire issue of why this complaint was in fact done. They have directly related this, in fact, even in that petition, to the Munugod Bypoll, saying that ahead of the Munugod Bypoll, this has been planned and only a CBI probe will show why it was done, what is the motive. And they also say that if such a probe is not ordered, the BJP would suffer irreparable damage, and that the reputation of their party is also at stake. The FIR of the Cyberabad police, in fact, has booked these three people under not just the criminal conspiracy, bribery, as well as under the Prevention of Corruption Act, and they have in fact now been sent to jail after this FIR has been booked. So while all this is happening, what is the connection with the Munugod election? Munugod is a constituency that 93 number is the number of the constituency, and the election there has been forced because the Komtireddy Rajgopal Reddy, who was the Congress MLA from there, elected in 2018. He resigned from the party in in August this year, and after he resigned, the bypoll happened. Bypoll notification came, and even before that, of course, he had joined the BJP, and he is now the BJP candidate from there. Rajgopal Reddy, against him, the TRS has in fact mounted a campaign saying that he had joined the BJP because he got an 18,000 crore contract from the BJP, and as a quid pro quo is why he has joined the BJP, is the allegation and the campaign that is mounted by the TRS and Mr. K.T. Ramarao against Rajgopal Reddy. This constituency, which has more than 50% in fact of backward caste, is in fact turning out to be perhaps one of India's most expensive elections ever. People there are telling us that it has virtually been like an extended extended Dasara and Diwali festival for them, because for the last few weeks, people have been getting a free drink, biryani, and also money in hand. Many people, in fact, complain that the men are not going to work. Instead, they go from one party to the other and get their drink here and there, and in fact, spoiling their health as well. The women as well saying that sparing about 4 hours would fetch them 300 to 500 rupees going with a particular party, and you just need to change their party scarf color and go to the next event of the next party, and you would be given food and also money in hand. The getting money for in lieu of giving up on your work and going elsewhere, that does not seem to make people feel guilty in any manner, because they say this is compensation for the wage loss that we incur, and there is no guilt now about getting money for votes either. People talk about the fact that earlier they would be offered 500 to 1,000 rupees in lieu of a vote. That number, one of the, some of the people there told me that in the municipal elections, that number had gone up to 30 to 33,000. We have no independent way of verifying that, but we do know that as compared to a parliament election, the assembly election becomes costlier. From assembly election to the local elections becomes costlier. Costlier, I mean, in the sense of the money that is paid for each vote that they want cast from the voters of that constituency. So he was in fact suggesting, one of the people there, an educated youth there, was saying that as much as 33,000 rupees was in fact being paid for a municipal election there. This particular election, they say they are expecting that 10,000 to 20,000 rupees could in fact be paid for every vote that people are asking to be cast. Whether it's the TRS or the BJP, they expect that all parties will in fact spend. The Congress, which has put up a candidate called Palvai Sravanti, who happens to be the daughter of Palvai Govardhan, who has served in the area for several years. they say that they do not have that kind of money to spend like the TRS or the BJP, but the word on the ground is that there is money, liquor that is flowing there, and development works that had not happened for several years may happen, or at least they're getting a hearing for their grievances, is what people are telling us there. One of the examples, for instance, is that there's a main road there, which is a Kacha road, and that road was not being addressed by any leader. And after Rajgopal Reddy resigned and the Bypoll notification had not yet come, Chief Minister went there for a public meeting, and in that gap is when a new road got laid. So they are hoping that this in fact becomes a new road to the future for Munugodu, having got all the kind of attention that it is getting in the run-up to the Bypoll that is to happen on November 3. The other political importance of this election, it is only one constituency and it is not going to impact the stability of the government here. They have a very good majority here. So why has this become a high-stakes election? One reason for that is that this is the first election after KCR announced earlier this month, in fact on the 5th of October, saying that the Telangana Rashtra Samiti from now on will become the Bharat Rashtra Samiti and will become a national party. So this is the first election that the party will be facing after having announced its intention to go national and having said that its name is also changing. But this election is being fought still by the party as TRS. So it's not the first election for the BRS, but perhaps the last election, possibly the last election for the TRS. But why this is still very important is because the BJP has that only one assembly seat in 2018. In subsequent assembly elections in Dubak as well as in Huzurabad, they managed to get 2 more seats. In the GHMC elections as well, they made it a very high stakes battle with all central leaders and popular leaders like Amit, Shah, Nadda and Yogi Adityanath coming into campaign, and they made a significant mark in the GHMC elections, and they say or they believe that getting one more win here will in a sense set the perception for the kind of image or popularity that the party enjoys. In fact, any kind of a movement of leaders from the TRS to the BJP or BJP to the TRS is being showcased as a major gain for the party, to show that the party, whichever the respective party is the more popular one and is being sought after by leaders and also of course by the people as well. Per se, the win or loss either for TRS or BJP will not make too much of a difference, but it's a perception battle that we are talking about. And in Telangana, assembly elections are to come about in the next year, and the belief is that the whatever happens in Munugod in a sense would set the kind of mood for the assembly elections next year. The BJP in a sense would be hoping that if they manage a win there, then they can expand with more of an enthusiasm, more of a morale for the party cadre itself and for the TRS as well. Being able to win this seat and Munugodu will show that they are still popular among the people, that their schemes are working among the people, and that despite the name change from a TRS to the BRS, the people of Telangana are still very much wanting KCR and the TRS to continue here, and that they are still the most popular party in the state. So the run up to November 3, very, very high-pitched battles there with all the ministers and MLAs from the TRS, in fact, camping in that area. Allegation that KTR made was that Rajgopal Reddy, in fact, is going to spend some 500 crores there. The BJP on its part pointing out that there have been pictures that went viral of TRS ministers and others openly encouraging or rather serving liquor and enjoying drinks with the locals there, meaning to say that that the TRS is in fact distributing liquor to the people in order to lure them before these elections. So this is something that's going to be watched very, very carefully. And the BJP, in fact, alleging that the reason why the drama, as they call it, was enacted was because they claim that the TRS is feeling the heat in Munugod, and that's the reason why they wanted to distract attention and they want to defame the BJP. That's the allegation, at least, that the BJP is making against the TRS and saying that that's why this drama was enacted. People, in fact, watching all this with a lot of interest. It's almost like an edge of the seat thriller, and everywhere this hot debate about who's right, who's wrong, and what happened, and everyone surmising, in fact, that despite all the videos that are playing out on different media channels or in different newspapers and other media, what they believe is that there is much, much more than meets the eye. That's it then. On this particular blog, we will keep updating you on what's going to happen in the Munugod by-election. Thank you so much for watching.